Hi, everybody. Welcome to Coach's Playbook with Paul LaPolice, your home for elite CFL breakdown analysis. Today, Calgary Stampeders, huge win, 25-24 over the BC Lions last weekend. How did they slow down the BC Lions juggernaut of an offense? Broke down about 12-13 clips. Let's take a look and open the playbook on Calgary Stampeders defense. Before we start, please subscribe to the page, turn notifications on. Notifications will alert you as we're posting new stuff and you get to see it. And subscribing helps support us. Leaving comments, give us questions, anything you can do, please do. We're almost to 1,000 subscribers, which is pretty amazing. Okay, Calgary, 25-24 over the BC Lions. What did they do to slow down this juggernaut of an offense? 406 yards. They're averaging, the BC Lions, what'd they have? 274 yards net. They're averaging 342 yards passing a game. What'd they get? 192 yards. Only 18 first downs. Vernon Adams, 17 of 31, 192 yards, and only 55% completion, and 2 interceptions. BC had a ton of penalties, 11 penalties, a bunch of holding calls, and they were in second and long 11 times. They only converted 2 of them for 18%. Calgary finished with +1 turnover margin. The team that wins the turnover margin usually wins the game. What did I see off the tape? I'll tell you, the one thing that Brent Munson, defense coordinator, did is he used a Rolodex of different coverages and different stunts and blitzes on second down. And I got to stop using that term because nobody knows what a Rolodex is. That's a term I've always used for defense coordinators. So I'm going to start saying, he was scrolling through coverages like he was scrolling through TikTok, something like that. That's what they did. They played a bunch of different things. They showed up with man coverage, 2-man coverage, zone coverage, played some crazy fronts. They played press man. So he rolled through a bunch of different things. And more importantly, they just played very well. I thought the pass rush was excellent, and I thought the coverage was really good. So let's open the playbook and take a look at a couple of these clips. I'll give you the time on all these. Fast forward this so you can see when the play happened. Okay, this first one, early in the game, some pressure happened from twists, which you call defensive line twists, to get Vernon uncomfortable. Vernon was uncomfortable through a lot of parts of this football game. Let's show why. Right here, I'll pause it. Here comes the twist. So the rush is going to come inside, and the tackle is going to go outside. So they're going to exchange the gaps they're aligned in, and you can handle it one of two ways. You either man it or zone it. The BC Lions zoned it. So you see the left tackle. He stays with his man even though he goes inside. So he shouldn't give up that inside move, but then he recovers and washes him by. But watch Vernon. His eyes are to the right. He is looking to the right. Now he flips, but he sees this color. He's got to get the ball out quick. Can't see Micah away. Micah makes a play on the ball. So good pressure early in the game. All right, we got 2nd and 10. So what's their next answer on 2nd and 10? It's to play man coverage, but it's a different type of man. They have 2 deep players, and then everybody else is press up at the line of scrimmage. So that's an easy indicator that it's 2 deep, man under, and they're going to rush 3 people. And the important thing to have an understanding is now you can be a little bit physical because you can have help over the top. If you get beat deep, it's all right. The pass rush gets an inside move on the tackle, forces Vernon outside. He's got to throw the ball away. Let's take a look from the back end. So let's review 2-man. And one of the reasons they're doing this, well, why are you playing man on Vernon Adams? Because let me show you one point here. He's man-to-man on him. That's left on the screen. He's man-to-man on him. Well, Cameron Judge is going to spy Vernon Adams. He's technically man-to-man on the quarterback. So if he takes off and runs because there's nobody else looking, because everybody's in man coverage chasing their men, they need to assign somebody to Vernon. And you can see here, I believe that's, is that Hicks? Yeah, I think Hicks does a nice move on the inside of the right tackle. He beats him clean inside. The tackle sets out a little bit too far, gives up the inside move. And Vernon gets spooked, has to run. And then here comes the man-to-man player. So if you watch, Cameron Judge is just spying, waiting for him to move, and then he's going to run him down, force the ball to be thrown. Good job on 2nd and long. The Rolodex continues. 2nd and long. Here's the next series. They don't want them to get in a rhythm at all. They don't want the BC Lions in rhythm, so here comes 1+, cover 0. Forcing a quick throw. So let's review cover 0 and talk about it. Remember, cover 0, we've talked about before, is no deep safety. Everybody's man-to-man across the board. Those players have those players without any help. You do that so you don't cover the field, you blitz to get to the quarterback. And I'll show you the blitz from the back end. All right. From a protection standpoint, he's going to go here, 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 he's going to go here. So this is called a peel. So as the tailback releases, you'll see Micah Alway go, oh, well, I'm going to blitz, but if that guy goes and releases, I got to go take him and cover him. So he falls out of the blitz. He's no longer a rusher. So he sees that. He's now taking this one. Looks like David Menard is adding to the box. So the line's still going to block here, 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 here. Menard's going to add and block 21. That's going to leave 0, who is in coverage, but once he sees a rusher come, he's going to add to the blitz. And if that, you have that understanding, if he stayed, he would be the free player if he released, because 0 would cover him. Kobe Williams. Now that he adds, his job, once he adds, is to add to the blitz to force the ball out quickly. Once again, change of pace, 3 plays in a row on 2nd and long. 2nd and 7, what do they do this time? More of the same. We'll play it full speed. You can see another cover 0 look or a blitz look, and they just miss a shot downfield to Hollins. All right, let me show you what this is. Those 2 are man on those 2. Those 3 have those 3, however they play out, and there is nobody in the middle of the field. So that is called 0 help, 0 cover 0. All right. The hard part for Bentley Sanders here. So he's playing free safety right now. So what he has to handle is 2 routes. He's inside position not to give up an inside throw. That's easier. He's going to force it to be thrown all the way out there. So he's heavy inside leverage. Why? Because he's trying to handle this one or even a shorter underneath one. So you play inside leverage, force the ball to go higher across the field. But this is a difficult spot because you can just run all the way across the field because there's no help. And that's what they do. They just miss this. It should be a touchdown. Now, you want to play quarterback? Let's go to the end zone and let's figure out the protection. All right, you can see as they get set up, these 2 communicate who they're blocking. I got him, I got him, I got him. We'll fast forward it to here. I got him, I got him. The tailback's going to take him. So you've got everybody picked up until this happens. Until they see Dozier coming full speed down the pipe. So he times his blitz up, and that is the free player. If he comes from depth, you're going to block this one. If he hits the line of scrimmage, the running back will block this one and leave that one. You're always trying to leave the widest or farthest away from the quarterback. This is well executed. This is why teams don't take the middle and cover 0 anymore. Years ago, Kahari Jones, Milt Stegall, they would have taken the middle, thrown this for a touchdown because teams don't want their quarterback to take a hit like this. So want to play quarterback? Good luck. It's not the easiest thing in the world. All right, I see the ladies. The ladies getting a little dance on. There must be some good crowd noise going on, some music. All right, the down and distance was wrong on that scoreboard shot. It's 2nd and 4. You can see right here. It's not 2nd and 15. So press man. First time you see this. Press means they're pressed up and they are contesting the receivers getting off the line of scrimmage. So they can jam them up to 5 yards. Why do you do this? On 2nd and medium or short, you don't want to give up an easy completion. You can give up a big play. You have 1 deep safety, but the pass rush gets home and affects Vernon. Let's go and see what happens here. First and 10, but a negative yardage play backs BC Lions up. A really good Clarence Hicks, first-year player from San Antonio, makes a great play on the outside zone play. Outside zone can be a negative yardage play at times. Sometimes it can be a positive play. Let's kind of draw up what the blocking scheme was, and we can kind of point out what happened here. So in normal outside zone, it's called zone blocking. So you block. So these two guys travel together to block 73 and 4. And if 73 went inside, the right guard would take it, and the tackle would usually go up to number 4. That's usually what a zone scheme looks like. Now, some teams are going to change up their blocking scheme, something I used to do a lot. It's called a playboy, all right, where the center folds. So he blocks down, he pulls around for the will linebacker. So that's called a center folding playboy call. And you do that to try to separate the defense. You're trying to separate them right there. But the problem is, when you do that, I usually singled that tackle. That meant he is by himself on an inside move. You can ask this guy to also zone it, and so as you pull, if you see an inside move, you take it and he comes off. That's really hard to do. So I tried not to do that to my center, and that's exactly what happens. Watch, the end jumps inside. The center doesn't see it. The tackle should have stayed on. At least it wouldn't have been a play in the backfield. But that's the problem sometimes manning these outside zone plays. So good execution by Hicks. Good, nice tackle for a loss. Down on the goal line, an area that the BC Lions have kind of struggled this year, inside the 10-yard line or inside the 20-yard line, but an area of concern for them. So what do we got for coverage? Let's pause it, figure it out one more time. 1, 2 deep safeties. What's everybody else doing? Everybody else is man-to-man across the board. So once again, it's 2 deep, man under. So the important part of that 2 deep, man under is one person has got the back, one person has got the quarterback, so they're not going to allow him to run. Shot play here. Justin McInnes tries to go into the back of the end zone, and Vernon has to put some air on it, but he can't put too much air because of the safety right there, so they missed the throw. So you can see it from this back end. You can see basically they're only rushing 3, but they're kind of waiting. Hicks is waiting for Vernon, and Micah is following the tailback, and they just throw an errant throw. Good stop by the defense. 2nd and 10 again. Second quarter, coverage this time. So what I would call a 2 poach. I'm going to show you what they're doing right here. They have, he's deep, he's a low player, Here's an underneath. But there's the deep middle player. And what's he doing? He's kind of waiting for this player to run a dig or a post. So he's poaching. And when he sees him go hot, he ends up staying and trying to get a double right there. So not a lot of people open. So Vernon's trying to find it. He's got one easy throw. He doesn't take it. And then he scrambles. And this leads to an interception. I'm going to show you why on the end zone. Really good job by Richardson getting that interception, but it comes from, once again, it's a zone structure. But watch Cameron Judge. So it's a 3-man rush. They're going to try to pressure with 3, but Cam Judge is just going to follow Vernon across the field, and now Vernon doesn't want to take this hit. He throws a pass. He just can't see Richardson. Great interception by the Calgary defense. So once again, part of their attack was to spy Vernon. Don't let him run. And Cameron Judge does an outstanding job on that one. A little bit more exotic fronts coming up. So 1st and 10, a real exotic front. This doesn't look like much when you just see this sideline. You see a throw out to the outside, but we've got to get you to see what is going on at the line of scrimmage. All right, what is happening? Why is Hicks, that's the defensive end who usually stands here and rushes, he's walking across the field. He's going over to the wide side of the field. Okay, well, wait a minute. This is a different front. So what is this? This is the quick end, which is the boundary. That's the rush end. That's a tackle. That's a nose. That's a halfback. That's the Sam linebacker. That's the middle linebacker. All right, and that's the free safety. So they have a lot of people close to the line of scrimmage, and they kick the front this way. All the big guys are this way. This is what I call cats, or tiger. Why? Because the Ticats used to run this a lot. We've done a breakdown of this. I'll put it in the cards. So you do this because you would love them to try to have the end on the back. But teams are smart and understand they're going to go big on big. He's going to go here. He's going to go here. They're going to slide to all the bigs. He's going to release. And he's going to take the line of scrimmage player. Now Cameron Judge and 40 are taking by the tailback. And he has to understand when they slide to the right, this all has to be communicated really quickly. When we get a Cats front or a Tiger front, you are going to automatically slide to the bigs, and the tailback has to adjust. He takes Cameron Judge first and 40 second, and they handle it well. 40 comes off the edge. You just like William to get there a little faster, but there you go. Everybody slides to the big. Vernon takes the quick throw, but again, a different front from the Stamps. With the changing of the hashes, look how the tackles have to play this. When you're backed up, you basically are in the lap of the offensive of the goalposts. So that's very difficult. They're taking a shot, trying to get out of here on one play. Now, a new rule in the league the last couple of years is if you take a holding call, I think it came in 2 years ago, if you take a holding call in the end zone, it's going to be an automatic safety. So you'll see right here, my man Coatney is taking the center for the ride, but the center, you can see the center's hands are way outside the framework. It's really, Coatney's beating him bad, but you can't have your hands that far out the framework. They're going to call a holding every time that happens. Vernon scrambles off trying to get the play, but that's a safety. One of the keys to stopping Vernon Adams is keeping him in the pocket and don't let him break contain. Dozier here does a great job of recognizing that they're sprinting to the field, and he just plays contain, forces Vernon up inside. God, he's so quick. Makes the first one miss, but then they can make the tackle. Otherwise, this could have been a big play, and I'll show you what they're trying to do. They're basically sending him across the field. They're clearing out these two guys, but they're having the fullback late pretend to block, and then he's wheeling up the sideline. This is a San Francisco 49ers route that scores touchdowns all the time. Give it to Cameron Judge. He recognizes it. So Cameron Judge is chasing, but then he sees, I think it's Mackey, and he goes and covers him. And Vernon has to scramble. But keeping contain is crucial to the success against the BC Lions. And you can see it right here from this angle. Force him back inside. He's going up. Now the free player is too close. He can't get that backside throw. He's got to scramble. Later in the game, 1st and 10. What do we got? Playing coverage. Let's review the coverage. I'm calling this 1 and 2 deep players. Because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 underneath. Now there's one secondary player left. If you watch the free safety, who is right here, see what he does? He's kind of robbing, or I call this poaching. He's waiting for somebody to come in. They must know off scout the 3 receiver side. A lot of times they bring somebody in here. So he's waiting for that route. That's what I call a 2 poach. Now, everybody dropping out, 4-man rush, pressure gets to him. The Calgary Stampeders pressure package was outstanding last week, forces a check down. It's, I believe, Mike Rose right here. Watch what he does. He wins and is able to, he goes wide on Suk Chung, and then Suk just can't recover and force a check down. 4th quarter, 3 minutes left, game on the line, getting close to field goal range. All they need is get in field goal range for the win. What does Calgary come up and play? They press up and say, let's go get them. We're going to play man coverage across the board. There you see it. Those 3 are press. He's a little bit off. They have 1 deep safety. and they're going to play man-to-man, and they're going to spy the quarterback. But Kobe Williams gets the nice interception on the in-breaking route. Love how he turns here. So you're going to get a dig route. And at the top, he tries to make an outside move and then break in. But I think Kobe recognizes it and undercuts. Is able to flip his hips, see the ball thrown, get the interception. All right, once again, Micah, Cameron Judge. You have two people that are going to make sure that Vernon Adams not going to beat us with his legs. We're going to make him throw. But Kobe Williams, great underneath. Let's watch it from this angle. Watch right here. McInnes jumps out, goes here. Okay, as he goes out, you'd like maybe a little bit more vertical push. Snaps back inside. Great interception by Kobe Williams. And again, I think this was a great game plan for the Calgary Stampeders. They flipped through a Rolodex, kept the BC Lions uncomfortable all game.